todavía no se mueve nadie.
Hello.
Hi,
Are we back?
sorry,
Are we
we
back?
had
Are we good?
problem with the connection, but
It's okay. This is what happens with Instagram Live. I'm already
yes.
used to it. So if we freeze, we'll just take a second, we'll sip some wine, and we'll be okay.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So
So
first of
how
all,
are you?
fine, thanks.
Yeah. So
So
please,
first,
can you please introduce yourself first?
yes, my name is Carolina. I'm the head sommelier of Bodega Antigal. And well, today we want to share with you our winery, our wines, our history, and what is behind the number one.
Ooh, I'm very excited. I had the bottles with me all day, and I was just looking at it. I was like, Nisa, don't open it. Don't open it yet. Just wait.
Okay. So we want
Okay.
to
So what
send
would you
you
like to start with?
because of your hard situation with the COVID. So we wish the best for you, and well, it's a difficult situation for you, for all the world, and we pray for all your people.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. Sending love from Argentina. Thank you.
Okay, so we can start now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. Well, first of all, I want to show you a map of Argentina and Mendoza and Uco Valley, where our vineyards are. So this is Argentina, here is Chile, and in the middle we have the Andes mountain, right?
Oh.
And that is very important for the conditions because we have a continental climate, and that is very good for the quality of the grapes.
Why
Then we
is
have,
it? Can you explain why? Like,
yes, because we have we don't have influence of the oceans because we are far away from Atlantic Ocean, and then we are near from the Pacific Ocean, but we have the Andes Mountains, so we don't receive wet winds, sorry.
yeah. So you don't get the coastal cooling system. Instead, you get it from just the mountain on more of the higher, yeah.
Yes, and that is very good for the sanitary conditions of the vineyard because we don't have in the leaves or in the soil, and we have a very dry climate, and we have a very maturity in the grapes, and that's because maybe our wines have a good alcohol, right? Good value.
Yeah,
too.
lovely.
Yes. So here is Mendoza. Mendoza is in the west part of Argentina. And here is Uco Valley, where our vineyards are. Yes? You follow me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, miss.
In the Uco Valley, we have two vineyards, one in Gualtallarí and one in La Dolores. Sorry, the name of the vineyard of Gualtallarí is La Dolores. And then we have another vineyard in La Arboleda, another district, right? And our vineyards are at 1,100 meters above sea level. So it's very high.
It's very high.
We say, yes, we have a high altitude vineyards.
Yeah, so that's like an important note, right? It's more of a high altitude vineyard rather than lower, getting like direct sunlight and more the coastal wind. So you don't have that, you're higher altitude.
Yes. And because of the altitude there, we have a very important temporal amplitude between day and night, and that helps to the grape to develop.
How different is it?
Depend of the season, but maybe 20 or 15 degrees
Oh, wow.
of difference between
Yeah.
day and night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that helps to the grape to develop more elegant aromas. Not only.
I love when the climate stresses out the grape by giving it like a nice warm weather, and then it's like fend for yourself. Now it's cold, and that's what makes the grape so much stronger, I guess.
Yes, and in aromas are more delicate. Well, here we have our wines. For example, the Uno Malbec has the typical fruit notes, but also has like flavors like flowers, and it's very interesting in aromas. It's delicate, it's not heavy, and that's because of the
Can you
vineyards,
dive
of
in a
course.
bit more about Malbec? Can you let the viewer explain to the viewers more, because this is your signature grape, right, from this region?
Yes, thanks of the Malbec. We are one of the wine grape capitals of the world. So we are very, very proud of our wine. And in the case of our wine, of our Uno Malbec, is one of the 8 best buy wines, but best buy Malbecs in United States, for example.
Ooh.
We have a lot of.
I've seen. It's so classic, right? So I've seen the bottle before, and we'll dive into more details about that later. But yes, I know it from being in America. I have it right here.
Yes.
I should put it here.
If
Here,
you
I'll put it right here.
The label, it isn't a paper label. The label is on the bottle,
Yes,
and
okay.
that's very unique, no? And the
Very
Uno,
unique.
yes, the number Uno, this medal we put by hand on the bottle.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. Later, I'm going to show you how we put the Uno in the bottle.
Oh, fun. Okay, I'll leave it there for now.
Malbec, yes. The Malbec is the main variety that we have here in Mendoza, and it's a very high quality grape here. And the interesting of this type of variety is you can produce a very young and very fresh Malbec, and also you can produce a very aging and very interesting and complex Malbec. So you can work with this variety and elaborate different styles of Malbec. It's a very novel.
What would you say is the key difference between the younger and a more older vintage? Like, what are the keynotes what flavors develop with the age or stuff?
Sorry, I have the cell phone.
So with a younger vintage and an older vintage, what do you think is the key difference? Yeah. What stands out?
In the maturity of the plant, no? When the plant is young, you have a little like high acidity and low concentration, and when the plant is older, you have less clusters per plant and more concentration in the berries and in the branch.
Okay.
Yes. And for example, of our Uno Malbec, and the Uno Malbec, I don't know if you want to start with the tasting first, and then
yes, let's start with the tasting. I was just gonna ask. I was like, can we drink now?
Here, 7 a.m. So this is my breakfast.
Good morning. Great way to start a morning, isn't it?
So in color, it has a beautiful violet color. It's very bright, no?
Yes,
Has the violet colors around the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Clean.
And put it under a white background. Oh, it's very bright. Sorry, I had to use it. Yes, it is a very nice light, bright hue.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Next is the smell.
In nose, well, as said before, this Malbec has elegance notes in nose because it's not the heavy typical fruit. You have also like flower notes, like violet
Oh,
flower
definitely. Yeah.
notes.
I really smell the more earthy minerality to it too. And I
Yes,
love that
yes.
in a wine. I love all wine, but when it's too fruity, it's just like, that's sweet. But when it has that mix of floral, but still like earthy and a bit of spice, oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, yeah. And this wine has all this. It's complex, but it's not like too
But
much,
it's soft,
you know?
yeah, exactly. I'm smelling it like I've been a bit further and a bit closer, and still it's not something that went straight into my, yeah, my oral factor. It just is very nice and calm and smooth.
And the aromas of the oak, because this wine is been in oak 10 months,
What type of oak do you
but
use?
we use both American and French, maybe
Hmm.
80% French and 20% American in
Hmm.
general. Then kind of the line and the year too, maybe it's
Hmm.
a little changes in the percentage.
Mm.
And only the 70% we are going to taste now.
Oh, there you go. Stuck. Mm. It's very so from and I don't know a lot about Malbec, but I know that it's a heavier and much more bolder type of grape. So when I tasted this, I took a fresh sip and I was already ready for, okay, you're gonna get a punch of this, a punch of this, and it's gonna be heavy, it's gonna be bold. But this is very light and smooth. I feel a little bit on my tongue, just a bit of tannin, but that's about it. The rest of it is just flavor. This is very
Yes,
flavorful.
yes, and also has this fresh acidity, but it's very soft, only for refreshing the wine,
Mm-hmm.
and like um, this low acidity, and
It is very
this
low
one
acidity.
because you don't with a lot of kind of food. And the slogan
Sorry,
of
can we say that
our,
again? It was a bit stuck, and then someone asked about what are the food pairings for it. So can you say again?
well, of course, meat.
Yeah,
And
meat,
also you can pair it with pasta, with
pasta
tomatoes. Mm-hmm.
with a tomato sauce, definitely. Mhm.
Grilled vegetables or cheeses too, different kind of cheese.
Cheese with favorites.
The same cheese that, but maybe with the um, half hard, um,
A harder
maybe
type
pate.
of cheese, right? Rather than a creamier one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. No goat cheese because it's a little bitter, and maybe with the tannins don't go very well. But yes,
Yeah.
how cheeses are very good for this wine. And the slogan of the Uno line is choose one, tell many, because the idea of this line is you can enjoy the wine and pick your Uno moment, and that is very
your
interesting.
Uno moment. Should that be our hashtag? Uno moment.
Yes, you can drink this wine in every moment. You don't need a special moment for, or especially food for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you have any question about this wine?
I would just want to know your favorite aromas and tastes from this wine, since you are the sommelier for them. So what do you love about this wine specifically? You listed all the notes and all the styles, but what do you love about it?
I love this wine because I can drink all the bottle and it's not heavy for me. And maybe I can drink this wine every time in the week, maybe a Wednesday, or when I arrive to home and I want to relax and only drink a glass of very good wine. So I open the bottle and I can enjoy this wine. And I don't think, I don't,
For
I
heavy
don't,
grape varietal, it's not like I was explaining to you, right? That it's just not super heavy. And especially here being in Indonesia, it's a hot climate, right? So having something heavy sometimes is a bit iffy just because we're like, oh, it's gonna be so heavy and it's hot. But this is very light, especially for a Malbec that's known to be a heavier grape.
And always when I take this wine and bring to my friends, for example, I know they are going to enjoy this wine. It's a very enjoyable wine, and that's I love of
it's a
wine.
Fan favorite, right? You can't go wrong with this wine because it has more of that sweeter side, yet it has some complexity to it. So for those that love the sweeter kind of wine, they'll love this. And for those that need something a little extra, like a little kick to it, it has that too, right? And again, it pairs well with food because it's so light and not overpowering, right?
Yes, this is the definition of this wine. Enjoyable and yes,
exactly.
You can.
I just explained it.
Yeah, share this wine with every people. Okay, now we are going to the Adventus. You have the Adventus there?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the second one. Let me get in there. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have the Adventus, yes, the Adventus Mediterranean here. Adventus is a Latin word and means arrival. And the idea of the anchor and the waves, it's like a tribute of the immigrant that arrived to Mendoza and they anchor here and they build these wineries, these very old wineries in Mendoza, and we are very thankful for that. And they bring their own varieties that we use today for produce our wines. So it's a very nice tribute for them.
Lovely. And this is a blend, right?
Sorry, this is?
So this is a blend? So it's Malbec,
yes,
Merlot, and Cab.
Have 40% of Malbec, 30% of Syrah, and 30% of Tempranillo. So it's a very unique blend, not a common Argentinian blend.
You guys did something different.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh.
Yes. For me, this wine is for when you want to surprise to
Oh, I just got very surprised. So when you were talking, I went like this, and I was already like, oh,
yeah.
I smell the green pepper or like a jalapeno. It's very interesting. Wow, so it has a spice to it.
Of the Malbec and the Tempranillo, and all the
Wow.
spices notes of the Syrah.
Exactly.
I love the blends because of this. I love the combination of flavors.
It was really different from the first one, right? The first one was just this calm, elegant, and then this one is the one where I'm talking about where it has a punch to it. And that's what you would expect for a blend, especially a heavy blend like this, where all the grape varietals are very top players.
Yes. And this wine is aged 14 months in oak. In this case, we use 70% French oak and 30% American oak.
What do the different oaks give your wines? What would you say is the biggest?
Only two, American and French.
But what notes do you get from it? What does it do to the wine? In your opinion?
Sorry?
In your opinion, with aging it in French and American oak, what does it bring to the wine? What kind of flavor characters?
Okay, in the case of the French oak, we are going to have aromas like more subtle aromas of the oak.
So like French oak is more vanilla, right? Vanilla, and then American oak is that toasted coconut.
Yes, yes. And from the American oak, we are going to have aromas, more stronger aromas.
So someone was asking, what does this mean again? So well, I can cheat. It says on the bottle, it means new arrival, correct? How do you say this again? How do you say the name?
Sorry?
Sorry. Oh, so someone was asking, what does the name mean?
The name mean is arrival in Latin. It's a Latin. Yes. See, it's a very nice tribute to the immigrants.
Yes, very.
In Mendoza, we have a lot of influence of the immigrants from Spain and from Italy.
Ooh. So I just tasted it and sorry. It's definitely a bit more, would it be astringent? A little bit more on the tongue, right?
And it's a little more, has a little more punch, but
yes,
also it's elegant. All our wines has a very elegant finish.
Yes, very smooth and soft, elegant finish to it. And it's very nice that all of your, so far from the two, it's just very flavorful, but without disturbing your palate too much, with putting too much on your palate. You taste it and then it slowly melts away. That's how I would describe it.
Yes. And I forget where I'm going to say. Well, our head winemaker is a women winemaker. Her name is Miriam.
Oh.
For me, her female touch is in all our wines. Because all our wines are round and elegant and have this little
acidity. This has that female classy touch to it.
Yes, I can taste it. It's very, yes, it's not common to have a female winemaker or female head winemaker, and for us it's a very like a understander.
I think that's amazing. Especially, I feel like you and me would understand too with our profession. I'm used to it being such a male dominant industry, right? So, yay, go girl power.
Yeah. Okay, we can continue with the classic, another Adventus. Adventus Classic is also a blend, but here is more classic, okay? We have 40% Malbec, 30% Merlot, and 30% Cabernet Sauvignon. So it's more like a Bordeaux style here. In color, it's darker.
It is darker. Too. Yeah, yes. Much deeper. What makes it similar to what you were saying as a Bordeaux style?
Because it has Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, and these two kinds of variety are very common in the Bordeaux blends. And of course, as Malbec, because we are Argentina, we are Mendoza. And
so this one is a heavier, more fruit forward kind, right?
Yes, yes. In aromas, you can feel more strong aromas. You can
very
smell,
jammy.
Yes, the red pepper of the Cabernet Sauvignon.
I smell that too.
And again, the wood, the oak has a very good balance between fruit and oak.
I can taste the oak a little bit, yeah.
Like a roasty red pepper, for example. Black pepper.
So with this wine, from the two wines that we had, this is more a heavier, bolder, jammier type of style that you guys are going for compared to the Uno, right?
Yes, yes. This wine cool your mouth, and the sensation of have the wine or the flavors of the wine in mouth is longer than, for example, in the
I do feel that, yeah. Compared to the first two, I do feel a bit more on my tongue. I think the tannins are more pronounced in this too.
A little more, yes. Yes, it's a little drier. And that's because this wine is perfect for pairing more fatty foods, or like in a stove or something like that, a little more.
Something heavier, right? Yeah, just to balance it out.
Yes. Do you like it?
Oh, yes, I love it.
Okay,
as you're explaining, I've just been sipping. I was like, this is good.
Okay, do you want to go to the tour to the winery?
Oh, right, yes, a quick tour of the winery. I would love that. This would be so amazing to show our viewers too.
Perfect. Maybe we are going to lose the connection in very few minutes, but then, okay, because
okay, I'll be ready.
In this building and the winery, we don't have connection, so we cross fingers, but maybe we can lose the connection. Okay, come with me.
Okay. Oh, guys, we get a whole winery tour. Virtual tour, correct?
The wall where we have all our medals.
Ooh. What time is it there right now? All right, connection.
Hi.
Oh, what time is it there right now? Night so early. Oh, it's 7:30. Wow. In winter too. Ooh.
This is our winery. The building was built in 1897, so it's a very old winery. And Antigal is the Creole word, means antique. And the owner chose this name because the building is very antique. So, for example, when the owners did the renovation of the winery, they conserved the old concrete tanks, but also they add new technology for produce very high quality wines.
Yes, continue.
And here we have the lab. This is our lab.
Oh, wow.
There is one of my partners checking the wine, the sanitary of the wine. And they are, for example, with
I'm very familiar for this because when I was in college, I studied this, right? And I did an internship in a winery, and I exactly had to do this. I had to be in the lab. So I'm very familiar, and I love it.
Yes. Okay, when we pick the clusters by hand in a small boxes of 18 kilos, then all those boxes arrive to the winery, and we put the boxes in cold chambers in order to lower the temperature and control the quality of the grape. After that, we do a hand selection for the clusters and also the berries, and we fill all the tanks by gravity. So that helps to take care of the quality of the grapes. And now we are going to see how we put the number 1 on the bottle.
Oh, yay. Let me get... This is giving me so much flashback to my internship at a winery. It's crazy. It's like I was her.
Now we are labeling the classic, the Adventus Classic. And here the girls are putting the medals by hand on the bottle.
Very nice.
Then
Wow, very, very nice. I love all the handwork that goes into it. So I hope when you guys drink wine, you appreciate all the behind the scene work.
And look, here we have una bottle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's the, yeah. Wow. So all these are hand placed, guys. Was the hashtag Uno time? Yes, hashtag was Uno time. Uno time.
Sorry, we have to go out of this place because it's very noisy, and I didn't hear you. If you
It's okay. I was
something.
talking to the followers.
So you can imagine how the número uno or number one born.
Sorry? Say that again?
Do you imagine how the número uno or number one born?
How?
Well, in the first harvest of the winery in 2005, one of the employees cut a number one, from the metal around the barrel, yes, and he put on a bottle, some bottles, and gave to the owners, symbolizing the first bottles of the winery. So
oh,
they
wow. So that's,
they decide to keep with that idea, and that is how the número uno or number one born.
Was born. Oh, that's lovely. Wow.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I hope you enjoy the tasting, the tour. I don't know if you have any question for us.
I think I'm good. I love that so much. I love tasting the wine with you. Thank you so much for that. I love the tour of the winery. That brought me so much flashback memories to when I was in a winery working for my internship. So I really love that. I really seeing all the people working hard and what goes into or how much hard work goes into just making one bottle. Even placing this took someone going like, okay, right here, press. So yeah, I enjoyed it so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the tour.
I did very much. Thank you. I'm gonna finish this bottle of wine.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
so cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Bye.